This might be the end to High School Girl completely. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another anime review for you guys. If you guys don't notice, the quality is slightly better with this camera. Maybe not slightly, maybe it could be more. So I do want your opinion as a viewer. Is this setup better than what I had before? The camera is a little bit higher. It is a better quality camera, way more better quality camera, but it's still downgraded quality because my computer can just take so much. So let me know if this actually helps, if it's a good alternative to what I was doing, and if it's not, let me know what I can fix, if it's the sound and video. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about High School Girl Season 2, which aired in Netflix not so long ago, and I actually finished it quite a bit ago. I finished it on the first week that it came out. I just haven't given my review for you guys. It is a series that is close to my heart, and like I said in my intro, it looks like this might be the end to High School, or High Score Girl, and it's I don't think they're gonna do anything more to it, which it sucks because personally I feel the ending could have been a little bit better, but we'll see. Before I continue, though, a few things. If you have not done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. There is going to be a giveaway happening right now until May 1st. May 1st, I will close the giveaway and announce the winners. May 1st is a Friday. I believe it's next Friday, not this Friday. So make sure you go and follow all the instructions. Follow whatever you have to follow on that video. It is the channel trailer video, so go watch it and make sure you comment at least, because so many people want to be in it but have not commented on the video, and I need your comment there so people know that I'm being fair. So make sure you comment on that video. Lastly, guys, there is quite a bit of reviews in my channel, so go watch those anime reviews that you guys can go and consider watching for yourself. And there's also, a spoiler alert, because I will talk about it in some detail. So you guys have been warned, and don't say that I didn't tell you. We follow the story in High School Girl of Haruo, and Haruo essentially is this gamer boy, and he meets, in Season 1, he meets a girl called Akira, and Akira and Haruo are basically frenemies, or so it seems, but they have this rivalry against each other because they're both good players. So obviously when they play with each other, they compete, and they really want to be the best in that season, Street Fighter 2. And then eventually, as the season progresses, we meet a new girl called Koharu, and this is now late middle school. They meet each other, I think, in elementary. Akira leaves, and then she comes back after Haruo meets Koharu in middle school, and now they're a little bit older. They're finding out that, they have feelings and stuff like that. Now, Haruo is just oblivious about the whole thing. Essentially, this is Season 1. Season 2, it's different. Season 2 starts after the, the OVAs of Season 1, which is called High Score Girl Extra Stage. There's 3 episodes that were released right after Season 1, and it kind of gives us a little bit more closure of what was going on between Koharu and Haruo. But anyways, in Season 2, we start off with a little prequel, or the beginnings of Akira, how she met Haruo and how she became a gamer herself. But then it quickly changes back to Haruo being the main, protagonist in our story. And basically, it's going to be a love triangle for the first episodes. I believe it's going to be the first 4 or 5 episodes. Akira, Koharu, and Haruo are essentially in this love triangle. Akira loves Haruo, but she does back away quite a bit. And we realize why eventually in the season. Koharu tries her best to really get the attention of Haruo, but Haruo just doesn't really give her the attention that she wants. Haruo goes into different changes in his life. He starts acting like a punk kid because he goes to a different arcade where the kids just dress that way. So he starts dressing that way as well. And he just starts acting differently and realizes that he's just a kid trying to figure out how to fit in. I mean, that's really what it all comes to. And it then turns into him trying to figure out what his true feelings to Akira is, and realizes that he actually likes Akira and he actually has feelings for her. There's so many things that happen in between all this stuff. I'm just jumping around the second season. Anyways, eventually, Haruo asks Akira, let's go to this tournament. It's going to be a few days. They travel together. They stay in the same hotel. They have different rooms, but they end up staying in the same room. And they have this kind of bondage. And at this point, they both kind of figure out that they like each other. But they're still iffy about confessing their feelings to each other. And Haruo, up to that point, doesn't know why. Akira ends up beating him in that tournament, and he decides not to confess his love to her because that was the whole thing. If he won, he was going to confess. If he didn't, then he wasn't. And he was very confident that he was going to confess. So anyways, they end up going back home, and then it becomes a whole mopey series for an episode, because Haruo finds out that Akira has been acting weird because Akira is actually going to be moving overseas. Akira is going to be sent to the U.S., and according to the family rules, they will pick what college she goes to, what career she gets, as well as what husband she's going to end up with. Obviously, this destroys Haruo's feelings and even hopes to be with Akira. And the day Akira is leaving, Haruo eventually snaps out of it and runs to her. And the anime ends, this is the second season, it ends with them hugging each other, crying, and him confessing his love to her and saying that he will wait as long as possible and needed for her to come back to him, and they will be together and they will have a relationship together. And that's really the end, in a nutshell, the second season of High School Girl. Different things about it. The manga has already officially ended. If you look it up, it has an ending. The last chapter is the same as the last episode of season 2. So this is what I'm saying is this might be the end of High School Girl. Now, there could be enough of a fan push to the author where he says, let me reopen the story and give you kind of a closure of what happened afterwards. You know, maybe give us an OVA or whatever. But as of right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get an OVA. It doesn't look like we're going to get any really series that explains what happened to Akira and Haruo. Now, there is a spin-off being written right now. I believe it's called High School Girl Dash, which follows the story of Koharu, the other girl, as an adult. I think she's a teacher in that series. We might see a little bit of closure there from what Akira and Haruo are doing, but up to this point, we don't know we're actually going to get any closure when it comes to their relationships, which it kind of bothers me, but at the same time, that's just how these series sometimes do us. So I personally would have wanted a little bit more closure into their relationship, but that's just how the author chose to end it with this, may I say, amazing scene. I think what he wanted to do, and he pretty much did it, was build up to this, iconic scene of the series that really everyone was waiting for. Everyone was waiting for Haruo to finally confess and stop being a sissy and just, confess his feelings to her. I believe at this point they're both sophomores in high school. And he finally did it. So he finally did it. And, it's the climax of the story. Why not end it there? Other series have done that before, where it's like, okay, we've built up to this point. Anything else is just downhill. So I think he said, as an author, and this is me just thinking. As an author, I think this guy decided to build it up to this point, end it at the climax, because anywhere you go down, doesn't matter how they end up together, doesn't matter if they even end up together or not, there's going to be some criticism to it. Some people are going to be like, I don't like that ending. I don't like that they ended up together or didn't end up together. I didn't like how he did that. So he probably left it to our imagination to say, this is what happens next, right? We don't know. When you're a sophomore and you confess that you are in love to the girl that you truly think that is the girl for you, you don't realize how many changes are going to happen in your life from that point to whenever you actually meet the one, right? I remember me thinking the girl that I was talking to my sophomore year, my junior year, that they were the one, right? But then I grew and my way of thinking changed, and I meet other girls, and the person that I ended up with, my wife, the love of my life, is completely different from what I thought I was going to end up with. And that's just life. So I think the author said, we're going to leave it there because, sometimes, and I've seen this also before in friends of mine, sometimes kids can be on and off with each other and really not confessing their love, but being friends for a long time, and then eventually do end up together. Them being little lovebirds since elementary. I've known people like that they've kind of had crush on each other for a while, but they didn't want to confess it to each other, and then eventually they started dating their senior year, and now they're living together, have a house and everything. So that could also happen. The author's probably saying, I want you to use your imagination and, conclude it on your own. Is that the best way to do it? I personally don't like it that way, but I respect probably what he was trying to accomplish. And I think he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. People are probably mad about it too, but I myself, I would have wanted a little bit more closure. The anime itself was nice. I've had a lot of conversations about it with other people. A lot of people are saying season 1 was a lot better than season 2. Typically, that tends to happen with these love stories, and I would agree to an extent. I think season 1 had a lot of great little moments here and there, which made it a great first season, because season 1, you can find something great in each episode, and actually multiple great things in each episode, and it's not just about a love story but also about games, whereas season 2 is more focused on the love story, and I feel like it had moments where it's like, okay, keep on moving it, we know what's going to happen, but I still think season 2 was not that bad. I think it was still a great season. I myself enjoyed it a lot. I would agree, though, season 1 is probably the best one. But season 2 is still a pretty good season. So if you have not seen it, go watch it. It is on Netflix. Both seasons with OVAs in between are in Netflix. I know I've made some of you guys already from my Discord go watch it. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Out of 10, I'm going to give this one a 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 8.5 or 9, but because of the ending, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think that's what it deserves. Go check it out. It is on Netflix. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, let me know how the quality is doing on your end. Also, giveaway. Go join it, comment, like, and share on this video. I am trying to go back on my regular schedule, so Wednesdays is anime reviews. I have quite a bit of animes that I've finished, and I actually have not reviewed them, so I have more to come. Make sure you know that Wednesday evenings are for anime reviews. Thank you guys for your love and support, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.